I am officially back in LA for this new quarter at UCLA. And as everyone knows, in order to ring off the new year, you have to start with a solid journal. I've been toying around with collaging lately, especially with my diary, just to give it more of a visual interest. So my idea is to create a cover page for my journal. One side's gonna have 2023. It's gonna have like a vision board or of the past of what happened in 2023 on it. There's gonna point an arrow to a 2024, and that's what I want my year to be like for that vision board. In order to do that though, I have to go get the supplies. I'm currently headed off to a secondhand craft store, and if you know me, you know number one thing I love is to thrift. The second thing you know about me is I love to craft. So this store called Remainders takes my love of secondhand and my love of crafting and puts it into one. Also, how could I forget? I need to change out this Christmas ducky for a Lunar New Year's ducky. Cute! This is my journal. I said before I was like just starting out doing collage. So this collage is of dice and I cut out all the holes, and instead of the black holes, it's like a mountain to sky scenery. Yeah, I didn't do a great job on this. As you can see, it's not smooth, but just starting out with collage, I'm not mad at it. I mean, normally I would be a perfectionist and I would probably just cover this up or never use this journal again. However, I'm trying to move away from that idea. And you know what? I already decorated my second journal that I'm gonna use. And this one turned out way better. So it's a bunch of frames, and in those frames is like a whole scenery of an octopus and a little boat captain up here. This one turned out way better. As you can see, way less bubbles, which is great. So I'm excited to start my journals. And I also have this third journal, which is blank. I haven't decided what to put on it yet, but perfectly fine. I have time. Okay, let's do a flip through of the journal. First page, cover page, Lila's journal, December 2023 to whatever. I want to go to a photo booth in Los Angeles, a vintage one, and put a picture of what I currently look like on here. My words for this year, those are just my two words: uncertainty and rest. That's the theme for this 2024 year. The cover page for the 2023 to 2024 transition. Let's start with the 2023 page. This first picture, it's of two people in a boat drowning, because you know what? I kind of drowned myself in hard work this year. I put smart lady because you know what? I have a lot of imposter syndrome. However, there were moments this year that kind of enforced that I am indeed smart. And then over here, we have this little guy mowing the lawn and someone else saying, battery dry, chum. Because you know what? My battery was depleted this entire year. So the theme of 2023, as you can see, is just academic burnout. And I put these exclamation points because I was just go, go, go all the time. All right, moving to 2024, it says refreshment, real refreshment. I mean, as you can see, like my themed words, which is uncertainty and rest, this is what it emulates. There's rest going on and all the question marks for uncertainty. So yeah, that's the cover page. I think it looks cool. The next thing I want to put in my journal after my cover page, well, I already have some journal entries in there, but I want to add this letter to my future self. Back in Louisiana, I thrifted this vintage typewriter that completely works. So I typed a letter to my future self. And now I want to add this cute envelope and stick it into my diary. The next thing that I want to put in my journal is a 2023 recap and do some journal prompts on my previous year, because I don't want to just jump into my 2024 goals yet. I do want to reflect on how my past year was, especially since I learned a lot about me and my mental health the most this past year. So I have some journal prompts that I saved on TikTok, and I'm gonna go through them and just write down the questions kind of in a cute font. So I finished writing out the prompt questions. I like to use watercolor to write it out first and then go back in with this Muji pen to outline it to give it more of an organic look. I'm gonna go ahead and read out my answer journal prompts. However, I'm gonna do something different where I'm going to say what I wrote, except I'm not gonna give you any context behind it. All right, the first question was name 3 things that make you proud of yourself. The first thing I wrote was figuring out that electromagnetism comprehensive exam question. Number 2, the assumptions game. Number 3, being brave enough to go to UCLA. The second question I had was how could I have been kinder to myself? I wrote that I could have given myself 1 full day to myself. Okay, the third question was what can I shed or leave behind? I wrote 2 things. The first one is losing myself, and the second thing I wrote was doing things I hate. Okay, and the last question that I wrote for myself was think on moments of deep happiness. Who were you with and what were you doing? I have 3 moments that I can remember from 2023. The first one was having John here in California with me. It was a really simple moment, but it makes me smile each time I think about it. The second moment of happiness was after the comprehensive exam. All of us, we hung out in the first year office late at night and we just played silly card games and we ate snacks. It was very nice to not have any worries during that moment. And the third moment I had of deep happiness was going to the hotel in Los Angeles all by myself. That one, I wouldn't say it was joyous happiness, but it was silent contentment. I don't know, it was weird. A weird way to think about it. And the last thing I want to do is my 2024 resolutions. So in my journal, I already wrote that the theme for this 2024 year is uncertainty. So it doesn't really make sense for me to have any idea of what my New Year's resolution is going to be. So instead of some sort of resolution where I have these built-in goals for the year, I'm just going to do that TikTok trend where you just do the ins and outs. So what is in for this upcoming year in terms of like smaller habits or just the smaller things in life, and what is out. I'm going to read for you my 2024 ins and outs. So what's in? Wearing more of my wardrobe. I just gotta wear the clothes in my closet. Drink more water. Solo traveling. Ever since I first went to the Los Angeles hotel by myself and then I went to Seattle, it's fun. I should do it more. The next in is using my car to explore. Next in is traveling with John. I should travel more with him, just create more experiences that we'll enjoy together. Dates with my mom. She's like me, so I know she thrives doing things on her own. However, it is nice for a person that likes to be alone to go out once in a while, and I would like to take her. My next in is dressing like a skater. Back in the day, that's all I wanted to be when I grew up. My dream job was to be Tony Hawk. And if I am not Tony Hawk, that's fine. At least I can dress up like a cool tomboy skater, no? And the very last in is dressing girly. That's totally opposite to what I just said before, but I want to be able to dress girlier and wear my skirt and my tights. Okay, some outs. Excessive screen time. I saw someone say that I should stop watching other people live their lives and just live my own life. And that is true. I am constantly dousing my mind with content, and I should not do that. My next out is unnecessarily shopping. So I need to be more aware when I'm shopping on Amazon, at a normal store, and even at a thrift store. My next out is clutter. Yeah, I'm just so lazy to pick things up. And the last out is irritation. I used to be like this because I was burnt out and depressed, but I would be irritated at everything. I still kind of am like that. Not as bad as when I was in high school. However, I do need to learn to be kinder. And not even just learn how to be kinder, learn how to be slower. I feel like irritation and frustration comes from a place where I'm trying to get at the next thing and have something done as quickly as possible. I think that if I just had a more relaxed mindset and had more patience for myself and others, that would just go away. Those are my ins and outs. The finale of it all. Before I end off this video, I wanted to go over my 2023 resolution. I didn't have a 2023 New Year's resolution, but I did create one in July. So it was like a 6 months resolution instead. Back then, I didn't believe in New Year's resolutions. I was the type of person, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've heard a person like this, where they said, oh, I don't understand. Why don't you just create goals on any day? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I still believe that. However, I do understand now the reasoning for New Year's resolutions. Back in 2023, I was not thinking about myself whatsoever. I was only thinking about my academic success. So I didn't have time to even think about what I wanted or what my goals were going to be until it hit around July when school was done. So let me go over them. I only had 4. So the first one was drink more water. There's no water in this. This resolution I did for like a week or so, where I was drinking at least 3 of these water bottles a day, which is great. It's great intake of water. However, I stopped doing it. It's because I hate filling up my Brita. I hate filling it up every time I need to drink water. It's so annoying. The second resolution I had was less screen time. This was the biggest fail, actually. It was awful in 2023. It averaged to double digits, and at worst, in one day, it was... yeah, it was quite bad. Okay, moving on. The third resolution I had was get better at juggling. I think juggling's a funny talent to have. If you were to do a icebreaker circle game thing, I feel like saying that you know how to juggle is pretty silly, but also pretty impressive. I juggled once, and that's because all my friends were doing it also. Wow, that makes it sound so weird. But anyways, I did not get any better at juggling. That was pretty good. The last thing on my 2023 resolution was getting better at my left split. And you know what? I am better. I can't successfully do a full split. However, I'm pretty good at it. Like, whenever I brush my teeth at night, sometimes I just stretch. I'm closer to being able to do my left split. That's it for this video. Thank you for coming along with me while I reflect on my past year and think about this upcoming year. By no means does my journal day to day will look like this artsy fartsy spread. Typically it's just gonna look like plain black pen and me just writing about my thoughts. I don't want to see this diary as an extreme art form or art project that I have to put pressure on doing all the time. I just want it to be something fun that I can go to, and if I want to add little pops of color, then sure, I will. It's whatever. No pressure. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Bye bye.